Okay, Dylan, we're going to take a look at your chipping fundamentals. First, we'll just watch you hit some chip shots at the beginning of the session. Now we'll review your fundamentals in several key positions. Here you are set up. I like a lot of the things that you're doing here. You've got a nice extension in this right arm. It's right almost in line with the shaft of the club, which is good. I like the fact that your feet are close together. That's pretty common among the pros when they're hitting short game shots. They're going to have their feet closer together. You also have a little more weight on your front foot than you do your back foot, which is very good. One of the things that I recommend for these kinds of shots is your golf swing is a circle, and you need the low point of that circle to be in front of the golf ball in order to hit it solid. You don't want to hit the ground behind the ball. You don't even want to hit the ground where the ball is sitting. You want to hit down on the ball, and then the low point will come in front of the ball, and then the club will go back up again. And it's much easier to accomplish that if you get your hands in front of the ball and your weight in front of the ball. Now we're going to look at your fundamentals in the backswing. And before we go to that position, I've drawn two lines that are just on the outside edge of your two legs. Now the first thing I notice, which is very good, is that you have maintained this really good extension in this right arm. So that's excellent. And you started to hinge the wrist up a little bit right there, which is very good. But let's look back at these lines that I drew from the starting position. You can see that in the backswing you have rocked back to your back foot. This front leg has moved away from this red line, and this back leg has moved past that red line. So in the backswing you have moved your weight to the back, to your left. And what that does is that moves that low point of your golf circle, which was started out in front of the ball, it is now moved behind the golf ball. So now your low point has moved back. And that can cause some problems of being consistent when hitting the ball solid. Often you'll hit behind the golf ball. Now here you are at impact, and a lot of these positions are very good. You've kept a good extension in the arm. Now you did make contact behind the ball slightly on this particular shot. Now you don't always hit behind the ball when you chip. Sometimes you hit very good chips. But on this particular shot, and also too often, you do hit behind it. And one of the main reasons is where you position your weight during the swing. And you're a little bit too much on the back foot on these shots. You need to be a little bit more on the front foot. You need to make sure that the low point of your swing is in front of the ball. And there's two main ways to do that. When you set up, you want to make sure that your hands are in front of the golf ball, and you want to keep your weight in front of the golf ball. Now we're going to go to the follow through, but before we do, I want to point out that I've drawn a circle around your head, and again, two lines that kind of frame where your body is at this impact position, and to see which direction your body goes as you go into your follow through. Now here we are in the final position, and if we can see now that you have lifted and stood up at the finish. There's a circle of where your head was at impact, and then as you've continued on through, you've raised up a little bit, and I would even say that you've fallen back a little as well. You're kind of falling back just a little bit there. Your foundational fundamentals are really pretty good, but we just need to refine it a little bit and build a few more fundamentals. Now the swing analysis we just did of your chipping was based on the swing that you were using at the beginning of the session. You began working on some of the fundamentals we just discussed. Let's take a look at that swing after you worked on some of these fundamentals. Now here you are side by side. The one on the left was at the beginning of the session, and the one on the right is after you worked on some of the changes.